The night was supposed to be quiet, a typical Tuesday in Gotham, perhaps a routine breakout from Arkham, a handful of muggings, nothing that the city's silent guardian couldn't handle before dawn. But then, the sky tore open. It wasn't a crack of thunder or a blinding flash of lightning. It was a silent surgical incision, a vertical seam of sickly green energy that sliced through the dark canvas above the financial district. The air pressure dropped, then spiked with a furious heat that smelled metallic like copper and ozone. From that tear, that gaping cosmic wound, something fell. It hit the ground with the force of an asteroid. The sound was not a crash, but a terrifying thud, an ontological strike that reverberated through the bedrock beneath the skyscrapers. Windows shattered across 4 blocks. Car alarms screamed a terrified chorus. And then the roar. A raw, primal sound that seemed to originate not from a throat, but from a void of pure anger. It was a declaration of existence, a challenge to physics, a sound that made hardened Gotham police officers drop their weapons and cover their ears. High above the chaos, a figure streaked across the sky, a blur of red and gold that was foreign to this realm. Iron Man. Tony Stark's internal monologue was a familiar mix of cocky assessment and nervous adrenaline. He had seen big. He had fought gods and monsters and armies from space. But the thing stood 20 feet tall, a hulking mass of corded, verdant muscle. Its skin was steaming, radiating a palpable heat that warped the air around it. Its eyes were 2 burning points of emerald fire, fixated on destruction. It looked like the green rage he knew, but there was a vacant, almost programmed malice in its movement that felt wrong. This was not the struggle of a man against himself. This was the unleashed terror of a broken machine. FRIY, I'm initiating containment protocol. Sublevel 7, the bleeding edge's power is at maximum. We are going to apply a light tap to the forehead, and then we're going to have a long, awkward conversation. His voice was a lie. He knew the light tap wouldn't work. His hands, encased in the technologically impossible armor, instinctively tightened. He fired. A focused, high-yield repulsor blast, his Sunday punch, struck the colossal thing squarely in the chest. The Gamma Giant did not fall. It merely stopped tearing up the pavement with its bare hands. It looked down at the glowing spot on its torso, then looked up at the armored figure. A moment of chilling stillness passed between them. And then the giant's lips pulled back in a silent, monstrous snarl of pure hatred. It grabbed the nearest object, a half-collapsed taxi, and flung it with effortless violence. The initial engagement had begun. It was not a fight. It was a desperate plea for survival in a city that had just become the epicenter of a multi-universal collision. The taxi was vaporized against the wall of the stock exchange. Tony Stark used the full power of his jet boots to evade the debris, the suit's internal gyro compensating for the sheer concussive force radiating off the creature. The Gamma Giant was not fighting with skill or strategy. It was fighting with physics-defying impatience. Every single movement was a catastrophe waiting to happen. He tried to communicate. "Hey, Green Bean, we can talk about this. Deep breaths, big fella. You're not in Kansas anymore, and I need you to power down." The creature only responded with a guttural scream that seemed to vibrate his suit's comm systems. Its enormous foot slammed down, cracking the street into a spiderweb pattern and sending a fountain of asphalt into the air. Meanwhile, 3 blocks away, Commissioner Gordon was receiving a live feed from a police drone. He watched the impossibly powerful figure in red and gold dancing around the Emerald Beast, both of them destroying his city block by block. Gordon, a man who believed in the rule of law and the limits of human power, saw only 2 monsters. "Call the mayor. Activate the Code 7. Tell them we have an unsanctioned meta-human conflict. And for God's sake, if that armored alien tries to leave the perimeter, I want him contained. We cannot afford another metropolis." The government's response was slow, weighed down by protocol and fear. But Lex Luthor's response was immediate and surgical. From a sleek, black skyscraper towering over the carnage, Luthor watched, a cruel, calculating smile playing on his lips. He was not interested in saving Gotham. He was interested in the data. "Increase the frequency, Professor. Target the Giant's delta wave receptors. I want the rage dial turned up to 11. That armor-clad fool thinks he's fighting a rampaging beast. He's fighting a controlled experiment, my controlled experiment." Luthor's hidden transmitter, disguised as a cell tower,